We all started somewhere in our lifting journey, whether getting a split from our favorite influencer or hiring a coach to make us a personalized one. We all have a special place in our hearts for that one beginner split. But if you are still doing that split and you've been lifting for a good amount of time now, there's a good chance you need to move on from it. Hey, welcome back to today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new here and join the newsletter in the description because this is where we talk about anything fitness every single Friday. So be sure to click the link in the description to join that right now. But in today's video, we're going to be dissecting workout splits. Everyone has their favorite split, and we're going to be dissecting what makes it an okay split and what makes a workout split great. The workout splits we're diving into is push-pull legs, full body, upper lower, and bro split. The things we're looking out for is if it hits a muscle frequently throughout the week, if it has a proper amount of volume, and if it is enough to recover from. All these are big factors in what makes a workout split great, but especially frequency because we're seeing time and time again that if we hit a muscle more throughout the week, that we're going to get way more gains compared to just hitting a muscle one time per week. And that's especially when volume and recovery is equated for. But before we even get started, be sure to catch the last video where we talked about how we can get abs as quick as possible and whether it's just in the kitchen or in our training. So be sure to catch that and then come back here or do it in the reverse order. Now let's get to the video. As a beginner, you probably started out with push-pull legs, and this is either because you saw it on social media or your buddy told you to start it because he got a lot of progress from it. But one of the reasons I like it is because it teaches you how the body actually works. You learn what the push muscles are, like the chest, the anterior deltoids, and the triceps, and then you get to learn what the pulling muscles are, the upper back, the lats, and how the biceps are involved too. And then you got to get through leg day, and if you're a man, you don't necessarily enjoy this day, but you just walk through it. But if we're looking at the three factors that we want to make sure is a good workout split, it does check off one of the main ones, and this is frequency. It does hit the muscles at least twice per week if you're only doing one rest day, which is absolutely amazing. When we look at volume, it does have a good amount of volume, but this is okay for most beginners because they can at least handle it. But this isn't long lasting. You definitely can't do this forever because as you get more into intermediate or advanced, you're not going to be able to recover from the amount of volume that push-pull legs has to offer, especially if we're trying to track our lifts and seeing if we're progressively overloading each one every single week. And this is why recovery isn't also checked off either for push-pull legs because it does have a bit of a recovery problem after you've been lifting for a couple years. It's great for beginners, but if you get more and more into lifting for a good amount of time, you're not going to be able to handle this or get the most bang for your buck compared to the future splits that I'm going to be talking about later into this video. But before we talk about the best splits, we need to talk about bro split. Bro split does not check off the frequency option because it is so spread out. It is very difficult and it's probably impossible to hit a muscle 2 to 3 times per week when doing the bro split because it's so spread out. And that's why some people do recover well from it because it's so spread out, but most people will just pack on a ton of volume in those individual days because they have that time and they want to spend a good amount of time in the gym. So it makes their recovery actually a lot worse. And so you're just not getting a good enough stimulus compared to the two last splits that we're going to be talking about. But one of those best splits is upper lower. If you've been subscribed to me for a good amount of time now, you know I've been doing upper lower for a while, and I think it is absolutely phenomenal. I do it in a way where I do upper lower rest, upper lower rest rest. So I have 3 rest days and 4 training days. And this is great because it has all 3 factors that we want in a perfect workout split. It's frequent. I'm hitting my muscles twice per week. I'm recovering just fine because I have 3 rest days, and I also have equated volume because you definitely need to do this for upper lower. With volume, it's very individual, but you're going to have around 2 to 4 sets per muscle group. I might have 3 sets for quads on one lower day and then 2 sets for chest on an upper day. It's very individual, but you're best to start off on the less side of volume to see how you're progressing and if you're handling that volume just fine. If you think you could handle another set for a specific muscle, throw it in and see if you're still progressing. And if you are, then you can probably handle it. And if you want to make it even better with progressive overload, you should be training 0 to 2 RIR, and that's going to be given to your own recovery. If you're noticing that you're not progressing every set and you're training every set to failure, you might want to back off and keep 1 rep in reserve, and that'll probably fix your problem. But now we can talk about full body and how it even does a better job than upper lower. It's much more frequent. You're hitting muscles around 3 to 4 times per week, depending on the variation that you do, whether that's full body rest repeat or you just do 3 full body days during the week and the rest are rest days. It's great for recovery because of all those rest days, but with volume, you're definitely going to be doing 1 set per muscle group for this because of how frequent it actually is. You're definitely going to need to learn RIR and how to apply it because it's going to be necessary because of how frequent it is. The last rep before failure or that last attempt of a rep as reaching failure is so fatiguing that we won't progress as well if we don't do RIR. So we want to be doing RIR and keeping around 1 to 2 RIR for best progress in this type of split. So it's definitely something you should be keeping in mind, and this is why writing your reps is super helpful on some sort of paper or your phone because it helps you track on what you did last session so you can do an even better job this full body day. Workout splits are supposed to be super fun, but if you want to make the most progress possible and get as strong as you can, upper, lower, or full body is probably going to be your best bet. So don't knock it until you try it because I definitely did judge it until I tried it myself, at least that's with upper lower, and now I can't wait to do full body once this upper lower program is done. Be sure to like and subscribe and join the newsletter with the link in description if you want to stay up to date on everything fitness. We definitely talk about upper lower and full body a lot in there, so be sure to click that link and join it to see a newsletter every single Friday. Take care.